Hello. Have I ever told you a story about the big ump? Well, I probably have, but I repeat myself a lot now I'm getting older. The ump has protected our little family for years, from the time when Grandad first came, my father, your great-granddad, first came to England a long, long time ago. The ump has been there always. And he was here, when Nicky and Jess were little girls, and he protected them too, because they were often in danger. Now, I've got some friends with me. Look, there's Big Bunny. He's a big friend. Say hi, Big Bunny. Hi, Big Bunny. And look, there's his mate, Little Bunny, and they've come down to help me with the story. And Finn and Zoo are here as well. Zoo's just gone inside because he thinks he's heard something about food. Anyway, the story I'm going to tell you is when Nicky was a very little girl. She was still in a buggy, and Nana Frez used to push her around in the buggy everywhere. Nana Frez was much younger then. She's pretty young now, really. She was much, much younger then. And one day, Nana Frez decided to take Nicky in her buggy up to the common that's on the top of the hill, right up there into the woods. And they had a lovely walk. They saw lots of deer everywhere. They even saw a fox, but it ran away very quickly. Anyway, Nana Frez was walking along. She was coming back down the hill. You know how steep it is. I mean, Pom likes cycling down it like a lunatic. But it was very, very steep, and it was windy. Anyway, the buggy handle slipped, and Nicky and the buggy went hurtling down the hill as fast as it could, and it was very frightening. Nicky, of course, was just giggling her head off because she thought it was great fun, but she didn't see the danger, because it is dangerous. What would have happened if a car had come up the hill, or if she'd run into the hedge? Anyway, she was bouncing down, and somehow, miraculously, she got over the railway bridge and got almost to the canal when the buggy swerved and it hit a pothole in the road and started heading for the lock, where the water's really deep and gurgles badly. And Nana Frez was running down the hill as fast as she could go. I was at work, of course, so I couldn't help. But Nana Frez was running as fast as she could go, and she was shouting out, "Help, help, help." Anyway, the buggy got to the bottom of the hill just before the canal bridge. Suddenly, out from behind a bush came the ump, and he reached out his big trunk, and he grabbed the buggy and stopped it in its tracks from going into the water. And Nana Frez came down the hill. She went, "Oh, thank heavens for that." And she picked up Nicky and she cuddled Nicky. And she said, "Oh, I thought you were going to have a bad accident, and I would never have forgiven myself." Anyway, she eventually calmed down, which took quite a long time, because Nana Frez always gets overexcited about things. And she popped Nicky back in the buggy and strapped her in securely and held so tight to the handles that her fingers were white with pain. She pushed the buggy over the bridge with the ump right behind her. And they got to the house, and they went into the house. And Nana Frez was so relieved, she popped the buggy down. And then she thought, "Oh, I must go and say thank you to the ump. It would be so rude of me not to say thank you." And she went out into the back garden, and the ump was out there. And she saw it, and it went behind the tree in the corner, over there. And when Nana Frez looked behind the tree, the ump was gone. Keep safe.